Day 64 of my 100-day challenge. Today's topic is the most enjoyable time I've had in another country. Travelling around the world is so much fun and such a great thing to do, as long as you can afford it. When I was younger, my parents, they are so wonderful. They took my sister and I on a big, massive OE right around the world. We visited Holland on the way to see my family over there, and we went to Australia, Zimbabwe. We travelled around America in a camper van for a while, and along the way I learned so much about the world we live in. First thing I learned was that around the world there's different languages. Yeah, of course there are. And the interesting thing in Holland is that paprika is the name that they give to capsicum, which is the raw food that we have in New Zealand. So dry the capsicum, you get paprika. In Holland, paprika is the capsicum. And my uncle and I were walking along a beach, and he put his arm around me whilst we were walking, and suddenly realised my different style of walking, and he started calling it the paprika capsicum walk. That was quite amusing. Another amusing point that happened on that trip was when we were in Perth. I learnt that if you're in a running race, watch where you're going. This was a stopover in Melbourne before we made our way to Perth, and my sister and I were having running races in the car park at the airport. I was in the front and I was looking behind me going, yay, I'm winning. Crash. Parked car. Oh dear. Ouch. And I had a blood nose, I had scars all over my face. I don't know how I got back on the plane after that, but it was a sure way to learn. Watch for those parked cars. The third point that I'd like to make, watch out for foreign animals in other countries. If you don't know what they are, don't go near them. We were travelling through America in a camper van, and I came across a cat. My sister and I had gone for a walk together, and I picked this cat up and I was petting it and holding it, and then I carried it back to the campsite, swinging it round under my arm like this, and my mum's standing at the camper van going, ooh, I don't like the look of the cat that night. A cat? Oh dear. And she looked intently at the cat and she said, no, Nigel, you're not bringing that in here. The campground was on lockdown. Everyone was panicking. I had carried the skunk back to the campground, not knowing what harm it could do and not knowing what it was. I was just walking around with the skunk under my arm, and everyone panicked. There were people laughing at the other end of the campground. They were out of harm's way, and there were people around us that were panicking a lot. So there's a few things to learn in other countries when you're travelling. These are just 3 of them. I have had so much fun overseas, and I think that anyone who's got the time and the money to go and experience another country should. It makes you appreciate your own country a whole lot more. So those are my travel tips, and this is day 64.